Hello Reformers and welcome back to Phantasy Calradia and Arkane Deathbloom, laying siege to Derchios Castle. Now, I obviously did have a crash in the previous episode, but we've come back. Luckily I saved kind of nearby. I had to do 2 extra sieges off screen to be able to catch up to where we previously were, but otherwise everything as it were, is as it was before, if I could speak. And yeah, also I did make a brief stopover in the Wizard's Tower, and amusingly enough, they do actually allow me, even though I have a huge amount of shadow units, they do actually allow me to go in to the town. I was actually thinking that I might have to sneak in or, well, just be unable to go inside, but apparently I could, so that's pretty awesome. And that means that I've been able to acquire Acid Arrow and Charm Person, no less. So yes, I'm going to be trying this out a little bit. I did try it out on a previous siege, and let me just say that it didn't necessarily do very well, because there are a lot of resistances in the area here. These mages have pretty decent magic defense, and so that is obviously going to make a big difference to how effective they are. And I'm continually getting killed all the time. There's literally not much I can do about it unless I just send my shadows in first, which would probably make the most sense. But as it stands, I kind of just like to go in there and see what I can do with Charm Person and my Vampiric Blade. But yeah, it's actually rather amusing. The last 2 sieges, I haven't really gotten close to dying, but as soon as I start recording, oh yeah, you're gonna take way too much damage and die. But yeah, there you go. Anyway, this is gonna be a pretty foregone conclusion, I think. I mean, I do still have my Shadow Wizards outside. I just had enough time to tell my infantry to charge in, so hopefully they're gonna be able to finish things up here. And apparently, I've been told that you can get a full Necromancer set at the 4 Ways Inn. And last time that I was there, the only things that I could see were a Necromancer staff and robes. I couldn't actually see any other pieces, so who knows. I'm hopeful that I might be able to get something there for a Necromancer, but if not, if I'm not able to get a full set, then I will obviously just change our plans a little bit and be a Death Knight instead, and then obviously become a Lich as well if I can, because that would be kind of interesting to see what's going on with that, because last time we did that, we, I think, gained a little bit of intelligence for that. Yeah, I think we gained some intelligence, and then we also gained a vulnerability to fire, and we lost a bunch of other things like strength, I think. So not entirely sure if it's going to be worth it, but hopefully it is. And yeah, I'd actually like to see the Lich transformation be a little bit more powerful, and by that I mean, obviously, it has to have some drawbacks, but I'd like to see maybe a unique spell, or maybe just improving the amount of damage that you deal with spells at that point. But anyway, there you go. That's pretty nice. 12 renown for us, and we're able to take him prisoner. That's pretty good. And yeah, actually what would be pretty cool is when you become a Lich, it might be even more impressive to be able to summon a new unit. So instead of just being able to summon shadows and zombies and skeletons, maybe you're able to summon Liches as well. I mean, I think that might be a bit too powerful personally, but still, maybe it's an idea. But there you go, there's Derchios Castle. That has been taken. As you can see, I took Reindeer Castle and Snook Castle off screen, and obviously Derchios Castle was ripe for the picking. Now, I can migrate my population. So in other words, I can go to the recruit troops screen on the Dirham town menu, and I can go over there and say, I'd like to recruit some troops, please. And unfortunately, it will then just give me Swadians. But if you migrate your population, you start to get Necromancers instead of the Swadians, then you will be able to obviously recruit the obligatory undead units and dark mages and so on and so forth. So that's pretty awesome. But The one big drawback to that is that it is 60,000 dinars for that. So yeah, we're going to have to save up quite a bit of cash. And to do that, I'm going to need a second town. Because even though my gnomish bank is currently doing pretty reasonably, I think it's earned about 12,500 so far, or somewhere around there. And my own wages are not necessarily doing very well because, well, I'm losing, I think, about 200 dinars every single week, so that's why I say if I can get another town and I can get even more, you know, Weavery and Dyeworks or some other enterprise, then we should have a better time of things. Anyway, let's go into Tilbaut Castle here. Wasn't this the one that we actually crashed on last time? I'm not entirely sure, but they're still trying to make peace. I'm gonna try and see if they'll give me, maybe they'll give me Tilbaut Castle because I'm currently sieging it. Nope, that is not going to happen. That is not going to happen. Yeah, I think they're probably not going to allow me to keep any of their fiefs in exchange for peace. I think they're probably not going to be willing to do that, which is a bit unfortunate, but yes. Anyway, what I'd like to see is Ice Storm. Ice Storm is apparently one of the best spells, and it is also apparently very rare, so that's the reason why I haven't been able to find it just yet, which is a bit unfortunate. But yeah, that's also the reason why I kind of thought to myself, maybe I should go over to the Wizard's Tower and see if I can, you know, see if I can actually find some awesome spells and things. And while I did find some pretty cool spells, I was unable to find Ice Storm there, so I'm not entirely sure where it's supposed to be. Maybe it's going to be in the, maybe it's going to be in the Blazing Hand area? Maybe it will, but we're not going to be going to the Blazing Hand in a while. Or maybe we can, actually, because we're not technically a part of the Delthasum Empire right now, but obviously we do have a huge amount of undead units, and the Blazing Hand are certainly not going to be too happy about seeing a bunch of Necromancers and undead units on their doorstep. That is certainly not going to be the case. Anyway, I'm going to tell my mages to go in now. Do I have... I do have some cavalry, so I should probably send those in as well. Let's deal a little bit of damage here, get back some HP, and then we'll progress forward. This is actually... See, this is exactly what I mean. If you're able to survive, especially... I mean, that's actually the point. Anytime you're doing a siege, if the player character is able to stay alive, you're most likely going to be looking at a victory, unless your opponent is just greater in every single respect, so numbers and gear and levels and all that sort of thing. So yes, obviously last time around I did get killed pretty early on, so that was the main reason why we had a bit of a drawback there, but we didn't even see the inside of the castle, which is nice. It's nice to see that now. So hopefully I'll be able to kill these guys and they'll stop blocking me, thank you very much. Yeah, I actually did try to use Charm Person on these guys, but according to what I saw, you can't actually use Charm Person on the fellows in here, because I would assume it probably interferes with the alignments and things like that and makes it almost impossible to complete that stage of the siege. So that's maybe the reason why it's disabled at the moment. So yeah, I completely understand that. Anyway, oh, hello Balrog. Would you mind not looking at me like that? Yes, he's probably wanting to devour my soul very, very soon. So let's be polite to him, shall we? Yes. He did actually die, remember, in the previous episode, but thankfully, because we are, of course, you know, having that crash, it did reset things a little bit. So yes, okay, so let's put one Master Necromancer in there. Didn't really want to do that, but I guess we're going to have to migrate sooner rather than later so that I can actually start getting some more Dark Mages available. Anyway, I'm going to actually try and help the... Yes, I'm going to try and help the epidemic here. Okay, 23 shadows, nice, alright. Oh, some of your men seem to have caught the disease. Well, that's fantastic. Does it matter because they're undead? It shouldn't. It shouldn't make any difference. Okay, so it seems like no one is deciding to do anything in terms of retaliating against us, so it seems like I should be able to just continue. And we're not at war against anyone else with the exception of the Swadians and the Delthasum Empire. And I'm wondering whether the Delthasum Empire is going to decide to declare peace with us at some point. Maybe they're going to do that, but at the moment, I don't really need to worry about the Swadians, I think. Maybe we can go to Kelradan Castle or something like that. Ooh, Count Harengoth himself. He actually has a pretty decent army, I gotta say. So, that's a bit weird. Anyway, let's just go and... Oh, hello there. There's Lord Ranval. Yeah, see, this is exactly what I mean. Oh, yes, I believe that the mod creator themselves actually did comment and say that the reason why this guy was not attacking at the time is because he has new evaluations and things like that. So... decides to be a little bit smarter than normal and is able to actually see when I am in the garrison in comparison to the base AI. So anyway, let's go into Kelradan. Oh no, I'm not going to go into Kelradan Castle, even though I would like to, but it is a siege tower. So maybe, I don't know, maybe we should, maybe we shouldn't. It really depends. But yeah, there you go. We're losing about 420 every single week. And I'm going to need an additional town, so Uxkhal is going to have to be the thing. Derchios Castle has come under siege. That's not very nice of them, is it? Okay, well, I'm going to have to do this very, very quickly then. I mean, I don't really mind trading a castle for a town. So if I'm able to get this town and then Derchios just so happens to fall, then it's not really a big deal, is it? No, I don't think it's too bad. Alright, so I'm going to tell everyone to just hold back here for the most part. And yeah, apparently Fireball has been revamped a little bit, so you're going to need line of sight for it to actually work. Instead of being able to, you know, just hit the battlements, you're going to need to be able to hit either an opponent that is actually standing on the battlements in that particular instance, or you're going to need to hit somewhere like the ground or, you know, nearby wall or something along those lines for the spell to actually have an effect. So let's tell our infantry and our cavalry to charge in right now, and we'll leave our mages outside. And maybe I'll be able to do a little something myself. Maybe we can charm a couple. And the Balrog is doing so much damage with his fire. Oh, you know... oh, I've just thought of something. If you haven't seen the... what is it now? The Cleric Part 2 showcase, the Part 2 of the Cleric Showcase, then you won't know about the Bathed in Fire specialization and the character build that I came up with, but the pretty awesome effect that it has just reminded me of the Balrog. And if you wanna roleplay as a Balrog, then starting as a cleric and choosing that specialization, and then searching for the Balrog's armor and weapons and so on and so forth through the cheat menu, that is, wow, that's a pretty cool idea actually. That is a pretty cool idea. So if you want to do that, you can. It's right there, you know. Anyway, let's go and deal with the defenders in the streets. We can very easily slaughter them. And we do have a Hell Rider right here who is currently using Fireball by the looks of things. Let's see if actually Fireball does a pretty decent amount of damage right now. 18. That's not exactly what I anticipated, but maybe we can use something else. No, that's not going to work. Okay, well, it seems like I'm just going to have to go Bardiche. There we go. That's what you get. There's actually a bunch of... oh, look at that! Did you see that? He blended into the walls right there. Oh, there we go. We took him out and gained a little bit of HP in the process. And we do have 2 more enemies remaining, but we should be fine if the Hell Rider doesn't decide to walk into the wall. Oh dear. Wait a minute. Is this a bug, or are we okay? I think yeah, we're fine. We're absolutely fine here. So we can just walk around here. It seems a bit of a pathing problem, but that's okay. I don't really blame the Hell Rider for that. Let's just attack all these guys. There we go. Nice, easy enough. Alright, so 13 renown is our reward, and we're going to get another 13 renown for being able to defeat these guys as well, or at least I hope so. That's usually the case, anyway. And there we have it, yeah, nice. Okay, so, yeah, we took all of them out, and, wow, Jeremus and Quiona are actually surviving a pretty decent amount of time. I'm actually kind of surprised by that. Huh. Usually they go down pretty easily. Well, Jeremus, I think, would probably go down quite easily because he doesn't have any dodge skill as far as I'm aware. And his HP is pretty low. And he doesn't have very good gear either. I mean, he has been upgraded a number of times now, so I suppose that might make a difference. Alright, so I'm going to take Uxkhal for myself, thank you very much. And we're not going to plunder it. Okay, so now here's the big problem now. So can I just rest here for some time? 26 zombies only. I was hopeful for a little bit more than that. But what can I do about that? Not much. I guess I could put 60 shadows in here. Maybe that's going to prevent a couple of people from deciding to besiege it. Maybe. But we need to go back to Derchios because that is currently under siege. So hopefully Uxkhal is going to be okay with 86 units there. Somehow I doubt it. And somehow I think we're probably going to get a pop-up in just a second that is going to say Uxkhal is under siege. And so on and so forth. So yeah, that would... Oh, hello. Seems like he completely... Oh wow, he just left Derchios Castle. Apparently he didn't want to do that. So apparently we're going to just tackle him on the fields of battle. It might be quite nice to actually do a bit of a field battle for once, because we've only been doing sieges for the most part in this episode. So let's see what we can do here. I actually think that we're just going to stay back here. I don't really want to go over there and, you know, get caught out, so to speak. So let's see if I can... Wow, this might actually be pretty bad because they are going to have a pretty decent advantage in terms of height. Maybe. No, I think we should be okay. It really depends. I'm going to move my infantry a little bit closer and our cavalry as well. It kind of makes me a bit sad that we don't have our shadows with us because obviously they do need to level up. And we don't have them right now to benefit from the experience gain. I guess that's just how it's going to have to be. Oh, they have a lot of cavalry. They do have a lot of cavalry. That is not good. I guess I'm just going to tell my infantry and cavalry just to charge straight on in here. And maybe we can move our archers a little bit closer so they can be a bit more effective. Because at the moment, they're not really that effective, unfortunately. So I'm going to use Acid Arrow a little bit here because I do have enough mana to be able to use it relatively nicely. But maybe it's not really going to work out too well. Maybe. It really depends. Ah, there we go. The Shadow Wizards are now in range. That's exactly what I wanted to see. Okay, let's just see if I'm able to do any damage with this. Ooh, nice. There we go. Now, I am aware that I believe Acid Arrow does eat through shields, or at least I hope it does. And maybe I'm going to need to use Vampiric Bolt a little bit here as well, because it seems to me like we're having a couple of difficulties with our HP. There we go, there's a little bit. Okay, well, I guess the Vampiric Blade will have to do as well, now that I'm out of magic power. Yes, Charm Person is coming into its own as well. We are able to charm a bunch of them. And I'm back to full HP. Wow, crazy. That is really, really crazy. Wow, they do have a lot of units as well, don't they? Okay, so how many have we killed so far? 80. We've lost no one? Okay, I'm a bit weirded out by that. I would have expected us to lose quite a few in the first initial charge, but apparently not. Apparently the opponent is absolutely, well, shell-shocked, I guess you could say, because yeah, they don't seem very capable of... Okay, never mind. There you go. They don't seem very capable of dealing damage, but yes, they certainly did against us right there. All right, well, most of my people are in a charge order right now, so technically we should win this, but it's just going to take a bit of time, I suppose. Alright, so yes, as I was watching our units fight, it seems as though some of our shadows decided to attack us. Yes, they decided to attack each other, and that is not very good. I can assume that that is because I was taken out, and maybe the control of them was yielded a little bit. But as you can see, I've lost a whole bunch of my shadow wizards, so now we are much less powerful than we were beforehand. So we need to be a little bit careful about what we attack now. But yeah, I did not know that actually happened, so that's good to know for future reference. Anyway, there you go. We've expanded our territory actually very nicely, and well, with the exception of Calradan Castle, but I suppose we'll tackle that in the next episode perhaps. I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.